Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Let me just start off by saying thanks for all of the views, likes and shares on our previous video on my dream garage build at home. Thank you so much. That video has done so well for such a small channel like ours, and I just wanted to kick off with saying thank you so much. There's way more to come on the garage, and if you're enjoying it, we'll keep shooting it. This weekend, BJ Developments, Ben and Jason will be back on the garage build this coming weekend, Saturday and Sunday. We've done an awful lot since that last video went up, and in fact the building now is in the dry. So happy days, well pleased with that. The roof is on, the doors are on, and so is the cladding. So yeah, I digress from today's video, but I'm down at Riviera. There's good reason for why I'm down here today. That car there, if you're not familiar with it, just cast your eyes around this car here. That is a 911 Sport Classic with just 279 miles on it from new. That is a bit of a find, and today I sold it. So, well, I took a very large deposit on it. That car is sold subject to collection. Ticket price of this car was a lot, just shy of £300,000. You can tell we don't deal in them numbers very often. That car's now sold. The showroom has been doing bits since June to date. 52 cars have sold and left the showroom doors at Riviera Sports and Prestige. Brandon, myself and Laura, my wife, have been extremely busy. That's a huge turnover of luxury and sports vehicles from one little showroom. What a cracking start to our journey in the sports and prestige motor trade market it has been. And just in time for this video, we sold that one today. New additions, 911 GTS. I'm going to do a full video on this car. I had a 911 GTS of the slight previous generation. I had a 0.1. This in fact is a 0.2. A lovely thing, that. Huge spec. I'm going to do a whole video on that car next week, but well worth the wait for that one. As for stock though, it's been disappearing. We've just bought a couple of new Range Rovers. We've got a Sport that's just come into stock. We've also got an Evoque that we're going to be picking up tomorrow. Our GT4 is at JW Auto Shine, that is for here. That vehicle's just undergoing some more preparation. We've got this A35 here. We've got this X320D M Sport. Very nice car, nice spec. We've still got the 356, and we've got a new, to us, M4 competition. We've also got our RS still. We've got our classics that are just covered up for the moment. Our MX-5 and our Superleggera is still here. But considering we started off with 16 cars, the only car we've got left out of the original 16, weirdly, is the Mark III Focus RS. But all of the other cars, gone. And we've sold an extra 35 on top of that since, that have been in and gone back out. So fantastic start to Riviera Sports and Prestige. But the reason you're here, have I made a huge mistake? Have I made a huge mistake? Well, you tell me what you think. I don't think I have. I'm genuinely happy with my new purchase, but let's spin the camera around and we'll talk some more. Right, so we are all familiar with the JW Auto Shine L2 DCIV MSRT finished in grey matter. This is 170 horsepower, automatic with the 20-inch wheels, a lovely van that I have cherished and loved and taken to 35, 40 car shows in the time I've had it, and it's been trading as the JW Auto Shine mobile shop. Now, I've loved this van, it's been brilliant. We've done 26,000 miles in it, and it has been it's been an absolute backbone for the business. Now, we've taken that idea and we have purchased ourselves a new vehicle, and this one is now for sale at Riviera. it's a lovely example. It's priced well, and it is now available with the balance of the Ford warranty on it as well. But this is what I've replaced it with. So we now have a 2024 MSRT Transit in grey matter. Now, on the face of things, this is obviously a facelift vehicle. This is the new custom, the one that Ford and Volkswagen are indeed sharing as one platform on the production line. So this is the last of the Ford Transit as a genuine just Ford vehicle, and this is indeed the new shape. Now, some of you might have already noticed it has a charging flap. Now, listen, you all know I'm a petrol head, but I've moved with the times slightly on this, because once I drove it, I couldn't get it out of my head. Now, this is in fact the full EV version. So this is the 285 horsepower rear wheel drive MSRT. And I've got to be honest, guys, I absolutely friggin' love it. Now, everything that was in the back of this van, I'll put you up a little video now. The JW Autoshine shop that operated out the back of our previous generation is indeed being reinstalled into this van. And you'll see that I had a DCIV before, which stands for double cab in van, which is where it has windows and seats. This van does not. This is a full van because we're going to make more use of our van. Now, if you imagine our current, well, previous current, if you like, DCIV was really only being used as a purposeful vehicle, shall we say, between the months of May and September, when the last car shows are coming to an end. Now, for a vehicle that was £47,000 plus VAT brand new, that's great because I was using it as my chariot to get to work and back. With my newfound venture here at Riviera, I find myself more and more needing something a bit more fuel efficient to go and pick up cars from the mainland, ferry customers around, and be generally a busier person within this industry here where we're stood today at Riviera. So I've made the switch to go to one van. Now this is going to be a one van fits all. So this is going to do our mobile valeting and detailing in the centre half here, and then the back will be the shop. And this is primarily going to be used indeed as a work vehicle. But I could have just gone out and bought the normal Transit. I could have bought another diesel. The benefits that we have here at both of our companies, being Riviera and JW Autoshine, is behind those cabinets there is some pretty trick machines that are connected to the solar panels on the roof. Now we have the same situation at JW Autoshine in Rookley, and to be honest with you, we've run Steve's mobile electric van for the last nearly 2 years for about £15 a month to run it. Now, from a business point of view, this Transit costs me well in excess in the summer months of £100 a week. It doesn't matter what's happening. If that van is doing 300 to 400 miles in that week, it's £100 every single week. And that's fine if you are getting the full potential out of it all year. I don't think I was for the other 6 months of the year that it wasn't being used as a shop van. So to streamline the company and have this van do everything, and of course be powered by electric and be powered by our solar panels both here and at JW, it kind of just makes sense. Now, that aside, let's just get this out in the air. Listen, I'm not for electric vehicles normally. I'm not. I'm still a petrol head at heart. I really am. But let's be honest. What are Ford and Volkswagen and Vauxhall, what are they all offering us as a better alternative these days when they're making not the best, shall we say, diesel engines going forward? What else is there? When I first drove this, I was completely blown away. I've had it for 2 weeks now. I've drove it for 2 weeks and had a smile on my face every single day that I've got in it. It literally launches off from traffic lights like you wouldn't believe. And I've been finding that I can do my 150, 160 mile week of just driving around the island on one charge. So it's not even putting me out time-wise. I'm not getting to the end of the 4 days and thinking, God, I'm not gonna be able to get out in this van tomorrow because it needs charging. I'm genuinely shocked by its 200-mile range that it predicted. It's actually happening. I'm even around the doors and driving it quite spirited. I'm getting 180 miles out of a charge. So that side of things, very, very impressed with. I love the infotainment inside it. The new sink is fantastic. The new chairs are beautiful. I'll show you the chairs quickly and show you what I mean. This is obviously a 3-seater, excuse me. But I mean, these seats, they really are a step up. It's extremely comfortable. The infotainment is lovely, wireless phone charging, but look, I'm not going to sell this to all of you. I know many of you will be disappointed that I don't have a diesel anymore. You might care, you might not, but I think that is one beautiful looking thing. I think Ford nailed the design of this vehicle. I think the MSRT is extremely pretty. It is more subtle than the outgoing version. Things I'll point out, thickness of the wheel arches. Yes, they are slimmer now, but you know what? I quite like it. I think it fits into society quite neatly. I'm a massive fan of it. And look, I do bits of MSRT. They've invited me all over the place because we bought this van and we obviously converted the shop, and they're a great business to be friends with. And that's it. There's never any money changing hands. There's no discounts on new vehicles. I bought this in the trade myself. So this vehicle was bought not from a Ford dealership. This was from a dealership up in Leeds, and I went up and drove it back down to the Isle of Wight. It's done 8,000 miles. It's not brand new. And I quite like that because the saving I made over a new van was colossal. So it was over £14,000 saved over the new version of this. So if I was to go to a dealership and order this very van, it would have been £14,000 more than I paid for it with 8,000 miles on. So we've skipped some of the depreciation. The other thing to worth mentioning is these vans do come with 100,000 mile or 10-year warranty on the batteries. So there's no real concern for me there. I won't keep it that long. I know we keep vehicles 2.5 to 3 years, and then they get sort of a bit of a sweet spot of values, and then we move them on like we have this one and change it for the new shape up. But genuinely, I'm absolutely staggered by the performance and staggered by just how well the battery does retain energy and the way it drives. It's absolutely fantastic. I cannot believe just how much of an upgrade the independent rear suspension is on the new Transit compared to the leaf springs on the older one. I've got to say it, this does drive lovely. Very, very impressed. Listen, I'm not here to sell you on which van's best. I still think the outgoing Custom is a great van. I've had 5. So even from the Mark 1 Custom, then we swapped out for a Mark 2 Custom, then an MSRT Custom, then we went down the Connect MSRT route, and then we went back to this shape, full L2 DCIV Custom. And to be fair, they've been nothing but reliable for me. So regular oil changes, wet belt people stressing out about wet belts. Yes, it's a problem if you don't look after your van. Change the oil more regularly. Don't thrash your arse out of it when it's cold. Change your oil more regularly. That's what you need to do. Just don't listen to Ford service. Do it yourself. Do your Ford service intervals. Do an oil change in between. That will ensure you will not have wet belt failure. I've seen people with 80, 90,000 miles on that have followed that regime. They've thought, you know what? It's time to get that wet belt changed. Take the belt out and it's mint, because they're using good quality oil and they're changing it regularly. That will still do 150,000 miles if you look after it. That's all you need to do. Yes, it's not a very good design. Yes, there's few people out there that have tuned them, had problems, not looked after them, and they've had catastrophic engine failures. Hopefully with the EV, that won't be an issue. But surely that's the better offering now. 280 horsepower, 170 horsepower. It absolutely flies, and I will do an out driving video if anyone really cares. But I just wanted to update you on what's happening with vans and my new one, which I'm incredibly impressed with. I really am. But yeah, as said, this weekend, garage build continues. Gonna get back home Friday night, get tooled up, ready for Saturday morning. Ben and I are gonna hit it one more time. We've got quite a lot to do actually. We're at the plasterboarding and insulation stage inside, so quite a lot to do, but then it'll be on to garage style for some flooring and some hexagon lights, and hopefully ready to get the RS600i components and tooling and everything needed to get that car done back to my house. And I'm very, very excited for that. But listen, there you go. That is my view on the latest offerings from Ford Motor Company compared to the outgoing model. I love both. And when I jumped in the diesel one earlier, it does feel like home. You get in there and you're like, oh, this is my old van. I've been driving that Shape Transit for the best part of 10 years. And the new one is a drastic change. But don't be a naysayer. Go and have a go in one before you completely dismiss it. And I understand EV won't work for many of you on the mainland, but over here on the island and for local town driving, it is brilliant. Effortless to drive, very, very fast. What else can I say? But listen, Petrolhead Jason's still here. Still can't wait to get out on that 911 sat behind me. We'll show you what that car's about. That's a 3 litre turbo, twin turbo. That is the GTS spec. It's a beautiful car. I'm excited to take you up the road in that one, and not excited to say goodbye to the Sport Classic, because that is one beautiful, iconic car. Go Google Sport Classic and you'll see just how important the Heritage Edition car was to Porsche and how much input they put into that vehicle. But listen, I'm going to sign off. Next video will be on the garage, and the video after that will indeed be on the 911 you see behind me. Thanks for watching. Don't be a naysayer, but I am interested in your comments below. Have I made a huge mistake? Will I regret getting rid of my 2023 Transit MSRT in place for a full EV one? Let me know below. We'll see you on the next one.